research was done on a project management software for contractors and was discovered that data is well stored and safely guarded when one can store in a safe place. Data should be acquired when need be, and so the storage should be accessible. In earlier days, data or information was kept in a memory of people who could remember and were very valued as people of good memory. When these people died, they left no access to the information. This was a very poor source of information and a bad storage. Sometimes they could write it somewhere and only few people could read and write, so the accessibility of the same became still hard. The information could be consumed in a fire or easily stolen because it was just a plate of stone or a paper. They might do a repeat job while thinking they are discovering something new. That is why very high technology of storage is needed to continue providing the information when need be. As long as people live, information will always be important and always needed to go further than where they had reached earlier. Countries are no longer the way they were 100 years ago. Rivers have dried up because people have cultivated near the rivers and even cut most of the trees. It is hard to know where the river passed through unless you have a map of that area. These maps are stored in software to make it easier for them to be accessed and available when need be. They are then printed out for ease of use. People must be keen on how they store the information. Computers have made work easier, as before one could have problems in reading somebody's handwriting. Today the information is easily read after it is printed, and everyone who knows how to read will not have difficulties of handwriting like before. The information is also neat, and like before one could keep on cancelling what is wrong. Computers have made work easier in that the speed of taking the information is very high. Unlike before when people could use pens or stones to write, today the work is made easier and writing is in high speed because instead of writing it is typed. The data is easier read as you can enlarge the fonts for everyone to see according to one's sight. One is forced to look for information depending on what he wants to know. Sometimes information can be very scarce, thus making it very expensive. People are paying millions trying to acquire information, thus making storage of information very important. People should learn the high tectonics of storage to be able to give the right information and give it when needed. People should get access to the high technology as they are now living in the third world. Information on project management software for contractors is very important as it is educative and give information about those who lived in earlier years, and generations to generations are taught how it used to be. Without information then, it is hard to know the history of different cultures.